The 2019 Undergraduate Commencement of Bentley University is called to order. I call Professor Joseph J. Newpole, Ceremonial Marshal, to guide these commencement exercises.
Thank you, President Davis Blake. Good morning, everyone. Before we begin, I would like to remind everyone that this ceremony is being live streamed on the Bentley University website. Now, if able, please rise for the invocation and remain standing while the Boston Brass Ensemble plays America the Beautiful. Lyrics may be found on page 28 of the program. Please rise. It is our practice to invite a member of the Spiritual Life team to offer an invocation at this time. Representing the team today is Reverend Dr. Robin J. Olson, Director of the Spiritual Life Center at Bentley University.
We come together this morning as a beautiful tapestry, dressed in regalia and refinement, blessed with diverse religious and spiritual and ethical and family traditions. On this fine day, we are interconnected. We are woven together in joy and pride for our graduates. I invite you to be fully present to all of the threads of glory of this moment, to pause, to inhale and exhale. to be mindful of all you know to be holy. In that same spirit, at the end of this prayer, there will be a pause to allow each of you to conclude in accord with your own movement of the heart. Shall we pray? Gracious and loving one, we give praise on this day of celebration as we rejoice in the accomplishments of our graduating students. We give thanks for the knowledge they have gained, for the challenges they have overcome, and for the quality of character they have forged. We offer thanks for the wisdom of faculty and staff who have mentored our students of the class of 2019. We are grateful for the vision of President Davis Blake braiding new strengths into our tapestry. As people who have come this far by the faith of our friends and family, we humbly say thank you to them for loving us so well. Even now, we remember those champions in our lives who have passed away, and with gratitude, we name them silently now. And finally, guiding one, as our graduates receive their diplomas today, ignite within them a passion to share their gifts for the healing and harmony of this world. Send them forth in the blanket of your protection as they step bravely into a future with compassion and with love. In the name of all we call holy, we give thanks, each pausing in our own way. Amen.
Please be seated. I now call to the lectern the 8th president of Bentley University, Dr. Allison Davis Blake.
Esteemed honoree Ronald O'Hanley, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty and staff, distinguished guests, families and friends, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to the 100th commencement of Bentley University. And to the class of 2019, welcome to the finish line. class of 2019, I am so honored to share this special day with you and those who have supported you throughout your academic journey. Today represents the culmination of your years of hard work. Since first stepping foot on campus, today's celebration has been your end goal. I know this moment can feel bittersweet. You're leaving a community where you've grown alongside one another, embraced new passions, and honed your potential to be the leaders of tomorrow. But let me assure you that you will be always a member of the Bentley community. The bonds you've built during your time here on campus will last a lifetime. While you all deserve to be celebrated for your hard work and commitment to excellence, you also represent a defining moment in the history of institution. You are sitting here at Bentley's 100th commencement. You represent the embodiment of the growth of the university since the first Bentley associates finished their studies in 1919. Now, Bentley is no longer a one-room school for a couple of dozen young men studying accounting. Well, they were men back then, all of them. And now we have ladies. Today, we're a university that is, that's right, women, we're glad we're here. Today, we're a university that is growing and expanding in stature and recognition, in no small part thanks to students like you. And we know that you leave us as ready to lead and succeed during these turbulent times. Now, more than ever, the world needs leaders like you. Leaders who have a strong ethical compass and a passion for helping others become their best selves, even when that passion and that compass point away from the crowd. Leaders who are not afraid to ask new questions and imagine new answers, and leaders who have an enduring commitment not only to asking what, but to asking why. Class of 2019, there will be many obstacles that you are sure to face as you step into the next stage of your lives, just as those who are with you who've lived a little bit longer. But I know you're up to the challenge. When you cross this stage today, you will join the ranks of 65,000 proud Bentley alumni. They too have faced obstacles, but have persevered to become corporate executives, launch innovative business and nonprofit ventures, and make impactful changes in their workplaces, in their communities, and across the globe. I look forward to seeing your impact on the world around us. But you certainly didn't do this alone. You had a deep support group along the way. You had family, friends, and an extended network of supporters, many of whom joined us today to celebrate your success. So before we hear from our speaker, let us take a moment to pause in gratitude and express gratitude to those who made this day possible. Class of 2019, if able, stand up. Stand up, turn around, face your families, and give them a round of applause. Thank you. You may be seated. Congratulations, class of 2019. Come back and see us often. We look forward to hearing how you are changing the world.
I now call President Davis Blake to preside over the presentation and conferring of an honorary degree.
I call William C. Frieda, class of 1974, and a member of the Bentley Board of Trustees, to present Ronald P. O'Hanley for conferral of an honorary degree. Ronald P. O'Hanley, advocate for engaged leadership, believer in the power of diversity, supporter of gender equity, we are proud to confer upon you today the honorary degree, Doctor of Commercial Science, As president and CEO of State Street Corporation, you lead one of the world's largest asset managers, a company responsible for more than 10% of assets worldwide. Yet, you remain refreshingly humble. Your job, you have said, is not only to make money, but also to steward assets, thereby creating better outcomes for investors and the people you serve. You joined State Street in 2015, having built a strong track record in asset management at Fidelity Investments and BNY Mellon. You served first as President and Chief Executive Officer for State Street Global Advisors, then became President and Chief Operating Officer of State Street Corporation. A proponent of career advancement to recognize hard work, you pushed for gender equity and diversity at every turn. Bearing witness to these values is something that many of us know and love, the bronze Fearless Girl statue staring down the charging bull of Wall Street, sponsored by State Street and originally placed in New York's financial district. The statue garnered 1 billion with a B, Twitter impressions in its first 12 hours, a clear sign of the enormous interest in promoting gender equity in the business world. That's right. To create positive changes in corporate culture and blaze the trail for future generations, you challenge leaders to step outside the corner office, to step away from managing day-to-day business and engage with broader societal issues. You yourself have done so through philanthropic and civic interests in corporate governance, retirement and healthcare policy, education and climate. You have said, with leadership comes responsibility. Let us use our voices and our minds to have a positive impact. These words that you live by every day inspire others to do the same and make a genuine difference in our world. Therefore, by virtue of the authority vested by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and by the Bentley University Board of Trustees, we confer upon you, Ronald P. O'Hanley, the degree of Doctor of Commercial Science honoris causa. We hold it both a pleasure and an honor to do so.
I now call upon Ronald O'Hanley to deliver the commencement address.
Chairman Davis and the Board of Trustees, President Davis Blake, and members of the faculty and staff, distinguished guests, proud parents, families, and friends, and of course, to all the worthy graduates of the class of 2019. You, the class of 2019, are an extraordinary, diverse, and able group. Thanks to the superb Bentley faculty and administration and the ongoing support of your family and friends, you're about to start an exciting new chapter. I'm honored to be with you today to share in the celebration of your hard work and the aspirations to build a better future. For many years, we at State Street have benefited from the talents of Bentley graduates, and I look forward to continuing to draw from that well of talent. Thank you very much for inviting me with you on this special day. As I've reviewed previous commencement speeches here at Bentley and elsewhere, I was struck by the number of speakers who began their talks with a similar disclaimer. They essentially said, I don't remember much of what was said at my graduation ceremony because of too much celebrating, and I suspect you won't remember much either, so I'll keep this short. Well, short when it comes to speeches is always good, so I pledged to do the same here today. And while I'm afraid I also belong to that group of graduates who can't remember much of what my commencement speaker said, I do remember clearly how I felt sitting where you are now. Clueless, with a vague sense of foreboding. You see, I had spent the last 2 summers of my undergraduate life driving a beer truck. It was a great job. Weekends and evenings free, great in-kind benefits, and my dorm room was fully stocked for the first month back to school. By the way, to be clear, the legal drinking age back in the dark ages was then 18. It was one of the best jobs I'd ever had, though, and I couldn't imagine for the life of me a better gig. So I sat there where you are now, thinking, is this it? I haven't even graduated yet, and I've already peaked? Of course, life had plans for me beyond beer logistics, twists and turns that I could have never imagined or dreamed of. So my first message for you today is this: don't feel you need to have your life figured out at this point. You don't, and that's a good thing. Be open to the immense possibilities that life will offer and be ready to take a chance. Remember, commencement means a beginning, not an end. So at this beginning, I would ask this accomplished group of graduates 3 questions. Are you prepared to lead? Are you willing to lead? And what kind of leader will you be? You are commencing at an extraordinary time, a time of great uncertainty, and also a time of at least one indelible certainty: broad-based leadership matters. Consider the questions that are being raised about a capitalist system that was assumed to be a good thing when I was graduating. Today, a debate rages around globalization, technology, and the future of capitalism. Disaffection exists around job displacement, stagnant wage growth, and an increased number of migrants. Critics point to workers who have been displaced by technology and globalization and say capitalism is to blame. We are witnessing a backlash against technology giants because of privacy issues, concerns over monopolies, and whether their business models themselves are depressing wages and adding even more to income inequality. All of these are genuinely difficult issues. I don't deny that. Many critics insist that we need to blow the system up. Indeed, as we move towards the 2020 elections, various politicians and candidates say we must stop trade, stop immigration, break up companies and industries, et cetera, et cetera. Is that leadership? Stop it, break it up, blow it up? Complex problems seldom have simple answers, which is why solving complex problems requires leadership. And why are these problems so complex? To begin with, many have lost sight of the fact that capitalism, globalization, and technology advances have created benefits for everybody, not just the 1%, and have also helped make the world a fundamentally better place than it was 50 years ago. The fact is that billions have been lifted out of poverty around the world as a result of those 3 forces. In 1981, around the time I was graduating from college, I know it feels like the dark ages, doesn't it? More than 40% of the world's population struggled to live on less than $2 a day. 40%. Today, that share is less than 10%. My grandparents lived at a time when hideous diseases like polio, influenza, and tuberculosis were common ailments that could cripple or kill family members. My own grandmother, for example, was diagnosed with TB after my dad was born. She was sent to a sanitarium when my father was a year old and stayed there until he was 10. This was a devastating separation for both mother and child, and my grandmother was never able to have another child. Fast forward to today, and organizations like the Gates Foundation, and more importantly, the young scientists and researchers it funds, have nearly eradicated diseases like tuberculosis and polio, while dramatically reducing the incidence of malaria and HIV. Infant and maternal mortality has decreased drastically around the world, and life expectancy globally is rising. Educational outcomes for all are improving in most parts of the world, which in turn is driving one of the most powerful forces of prosperity ever: equal education opportunities for girls and the full integration of women into all aspects of the global economy. And despite the real and present concerns around climate change, the carbon intensity of most economies has actually been falling. And in many places, there are far more parks and protected wilderness than there was 50 years ago. Take Massachusetts, where we sit today. At the time of the American Revolution, 75% of the state had been deforested by agriculture. And Boston Harbor then, and up to the 1980s, was a stinking sewer. The water was so bad that anybody who could afford to moved away from the waterfront. Today, one can swim in Boston Harbor, and 75% of Massachusetts consists of woods and forests. These are remarkable achievements driven by capitalism, technology, and globalization. On the social front, thanks to a revolution in communications and remarkably efficient movement of ideas, we have also seen a welcome and rapid rise in the acceptance of differences. Who would have imagined 10 years ago, let alone 50 years ago, that same-sex marriage would now be the law of the land, and that a leading candidate for the US presidential nomination would be an openly gay man accompanied on the campaign trail by his husband? So, blowing up and breaking up sound like easy answers, but they are not the answer. Doing nothing is also not the answer. The answer will require leadership. So, I suspect many of you are sitting there now asking yourselves, what does any of this have to do with me? And I say back to you, think of the role that young leaders have played in some of the most important events in history. Do you know there's 3 important anniversaries are happening this year? The 50th anniversary of the first moon landing, the 75th anniversary of the D-Day landing in France, and the 100th anniversary of the vote by Congress to ratify the 19th Amendment to give women the right to vote. For decades after Neil Armstrong's historic moon landing in 1969, he gave almost no interviews. Why was that? Because he believed that all 400,000 people involved in the space program were the real heroes, and that they, more than him, deserved recognition. In particular, he credited the young engineers, mathematicians, test pilots, and other leaders who led the problem solving and drove the countless breakthroughs required to achieve that final goal, putting 2 people on the moon and bringing them back alive. D-Day was also an extraordinary event that marked the beginning of the end of one of the most devastating wars that human beings have ever fought. But despite all the people and materiel and years of planning, the invasion of Normandy nearly failed. Little went according to the plans of the great generals, and success turned on the young leaders, some designated, most self-appointed, who stood up, led, and turned the tide. And they were young. The average age of officers on those beaches was 25. The non-commissioned troops were even younger, 19 years on average. Finally, Susan B. Anthony is indelibly remembered for leading the movement to get women the right to vote. But the suffrage campaign was hardly her first demonstration of leadership. In 1837, she led an early petition drive against slavery. She was 17 at the time. And today, we see a 16-year-old Swedish woman, Greta Thunberg, persuading entire countries to declare climate change as a national emergency. My point is, leadership is hardly limited to older people. And so my question, and really my challenge to you, what will you do to ensure that the arc of the universe continues to bend in a positive direction? I would urge each one of you to step up and lead. Lead with purpose and vision and courage. But what is good ethical leadership exactly? As I think about my own experience and the example set by leaders I admire, some traits frequently come to mind. Doris Kearns Goodwin, in her magnificent book, wrote not very far from here on great presidential leadership, succinctly summarizes these traits: humility, empathy, courage, resilience, equanimity, self-reflection, and the ability to communicate well. That's a pretty good list. And I know that all of those played a great and key role during the greatest challenge I ever faced during my career. That was the global financial crisis in 2008 when I was at BNY Mellon Asset Management. Both BNY Mellon and State Street play an enormous role in the nuts and bolts of the financial system's plumbing. And that plumbing was severely tested during the credit crunch that locked up financial markets. I remember we faced a daily battle to keep the overnight money markets open and ensure that our customers had access to their hard-earned investments. This is when I learned firsthand how important strong leadership is in a crisis. I remember extraordinary leadership on the part of my colleagues and the people who worked for me, who stepped up and worked around the clock in a courageous and selfless way, even when it was not clear that they would have a job to return to the next day. Both they and I learned the importance of keeping calm, even when the storm is at its worst and your stomach is turning cartwheels, because you owe it to everyone around you to show that you're committed to persevering and being there for them and empathizing with their pain. The financial crisis was indeed the challenge of a lifetime, but in the darkest hours I saw extraordinary acts of courage, kindness, and selflessness. It also taught me that great leadership comes in all shapes and sizes. We're all different. Each of us has our own version of it, and it's crucial to find your own authentic version of it. For me, great leadership is about not talking, but doing, not getting, but giving. It's about serving not some stakeholders, but about serving all stakeholders and the difficult trade-offs that often entails. Great leadership is not about being selfish, but about being selfless. Effective leaders are impatient, often to an irritating degree. Why is impatience so important? In my experience, problems persist at the rate at which they continue to be accepted. Good leaders are not very tolerant about letting problems linger. Finally, great leadership is about taking chances on people. This is perhaps one of the most important lessons I've learned in my life, mainly as a result of other people taking a chance on me. When I graduated from business school, the hiring partner at McKinsey saw something at me that her other colleagues did not, and she pushed the firm for me to get an offer. 10 years later, the CEO of Mellon Bank, for whom I had worked as a consultant, took an even greater chance on me and asked me to become the head of Mellon's asset management business. In both cases, I didn't check many of the boxes under the qualifications, but both of those people had faith in me and were prepared to let me prove myself. It was a powerful experience and has inspired me to take a chance on others. You know, as CEO, if you think about what we need to do to be successful, there's really only 3 things we have to get right. It's not really a hard job. First, you have to set an effective strategy. Second, you have to allocate the appropriate resources to support the strategy. And third, you have to get the right talent to lead and execute. I'm here today to tell you that 3 is by far the most important. Circumstances change and can disrupt even the best strategy. Lean times can lead to underinvestment in the appropriate resources. But find good people, and they can overcome the challenges to the first 2 points. So I think a lot about people, and I do take chances on people. Not all work. Everything doesn't work, but most do. Like the young associate who was assigned to my team when I was a project manager at McKinsey. She had struggled with her first project, and soon there were whispers about a hiring mistake. That same woman went on to become one of the first female senior partners at McKinsey. The importance of taking a chance on people also taught me the importance of taking a chance on yourself. And as I said at the start, life offers immense possibilities, but you need to be prepared to take a chance on yourself, even when you don't check all the boxes, and you're not going to check all the boxes. I know it's hard to take the long view in a world that seems so focused on the here and now, but having a vision of where you want to go and accepting the path forward will not always be a straight line. It will be a great way to put setbacks in perspective. Fail fast and move on. But give yourself a chance to fail. Trust yourself enough to fail. Continually ask yourself, what positive change do you want to make in the world, in your job, and how and when will you lead? And most importantly, cherish the friendships you find along the way. I'll end on this thought. Every study of centenarians, or indeed anyone who's lived a long and full life, confirms the same thing about what's important in life. Rich or poor, CEO or middle manager, a clear purpose and strong relationships are the most important and powerful determinants of a happy and successful life. Get those two ingredients right and everything else will follow. So once again, congratulations to all of you, and I look forward to hearing your stories of your happy and purposeful leadership.
Thank you, Mr. O'Hanlon. To announce the 2019 Faculty Awards, I call Interim Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Donna Maria Blanchero.
Good morning. It's really a wonderful view from up here. Congratulations. So greetings and congratulations to the class of 2019. As you know, our faculty of teacher scholars is central to the mission of this institution. It is they who guide, instruct, and develop our students. Today, we recognize their dedication and their contributions. Would all members of the Bentley University faculty please stand so that we may express our appreciation. I'm really delighted to share that 3 faculty members were recognized at last night's commencement dinner for their academic excellence and dedication to our students. Would each recipient please stand when your name is read? The Gregory Adamian Award for Excellence in Teaching was presented to Dr. Michael Quinn, Professor of Economics. We are also proud to recognize outstanding scholarship by our faculty. The 2019 Bentley University Award for Excellence in Scholarship was presented to Dr. Tatiana Manilova, Professor of Management. Finally, at last night's dinner, we proclaimed the value that we place upon advising by presenting the Joseph M. Cronin Award for Excellence in Academic Advising and Mentoring to Kiana Pierre-Louis, JD, Lecturer of Law. And I'm lucky enough to have them as my colleagues. Bentley is pleased and proud to recognize the accomplishments and contributions of these outstanding members of our faculty.
Dr. Blanchero will now preside over the presentation of a student award.
Would Eric Kirstens please join us on stage? Bentley University recognizes academic excellence in the undergraduate college through an award established in memory of Professor Robert J. Weafer, former Vice President for Business and Finance and Treasurer, as well as a member of the accountancy faculty for 30 years. The Weafer Award is presented annually to a full-time graduating student who has earned in residence at least 90 hours of credit toward the degree and has compiled the highest grade point average from among those eligible. This year's recipient is Eric Kirstens, receiving a Bachelor of Science in Data Analytics. So Eric, we're pleased to present the Professor Robert J. Weafer Award for Academic Excellence to you today.
I now call the President of the Senior Class Cabinet, Ms. Hannah Rauch, to offer the senior class farewell.
Good morning, President Davis Blake, trustees, faculty, staff, family, friends, and certainly, last but not least, the class of 2019. Today we are here to celebrate our numerous accomplishments over the past 4 years, and specifically the fact that we have all successfully passed all of our GBs. As our baccalaureate ceremony yesterday emphasized, together, over the past 4 years, we have seen change, inspired change, and grown together every day. From seasons being renamed, to the buildings on campus being renovated, to our various friendships, we have adapted, supported each other, and have embraced everything that has come our way. College is a learning experience, both inside and outside of the classroom. We have been together through the tough times, through our GB 112-212 common finals, Air Falcon and the printers never seeming to work when we really need them the most, and of course, the closure of Brogan's. May Thursday nights in Waltham rest in peace. We have faced these challenges head on and embraced success along the way. Collectively, we have raised thousands of dollars for philanthropies and charities, had a record number of student donors, saw a few championships won by the Patriots and the Red Sox, and we've won a few NE10 championships of our own, pioneered a new era with a new president along the way. We have even seen a centennial celebration with all of the pomp and circumstance that warrants that milestone. Shortly after Bentley reached that historic milestone, I was sitting in Professor Putney's History of Boston class, where he discussed his latest project, compiling a history of Bentley. Always eager to share with us fun facts from his research, he outlined a variety of changes that had occurred since Bentley's first inception. In 1917, on 921 Boylston Street, Harry Bentley started an accounting school for young men where they could receive 2-year educating certificates. So I thought, if you do that math correctly, that means Bentley's first class graduated in 1919. So even though we saw Bentley's centennial celebration 2 years ago, we, class of 19, are celebrating Bentley's 100th commencement exercises. Just as we have changed over the past 4 years, Bentley has changed since that first commencement. Only 18 men received certificates. They didn't have a tent. The commencement was held in Whitney Hall in Brookline, but if they had a tent, I think it would be a little more empty than the one today. Starting in 1962, Bentley gave out its first bachelor degrees, and now the institution offers master's and PhD studies with a wide variety of degrees and accreditations. But beyond all the honors and accolades and opportunities that come with attending such an accredited university, we have had the opportunity to make Bentley our own, and we have certainly formed that community. With our interactions with our peers, our professors, faculty, staff, they have helped define our 4 years here. Starting from one of the first days of first week, sitting in a tent just like this one, we all received our lollipop partner, a person to say hi to and a familiar face around campus, something that started building our class community. Community can mean many things. According to the dictionary, it is a people with common interests living in a particular area. We started off as this group of people with common interests, business, I guess, it's why we're at Bentley. But we have evolved into so much more. We have built a community around us with Camille, who swiped us into seasons every day before we could finally move to apartments and get off that meal plan. With professors who have mentored us, inspired us, and challenged us to think critically, find sustainable solutions, and take ethical practices with us into our careers, all to make the business world a better place. With staff and academic advising who made sure we actually took enough classes to be here today. With career services, SP&E, service learning, and countless other departments who have influenced our journeys. With the Bentley Police Department, and of course, Officer Travis. And most importantly, we have built a community with each other. We have made Bentley our own, starting as nervous freshmen who didn't know their way around campus or how to work a financial calculator. We have now blossomed into the confident seniors who understand the intricacies of business and how to maneuver campus with the least amount of stairs possible. We have learned from each other, encouraged each other, and supported one another in creating a community that is diverse, understanding, and full of support. If group projects taught us one thing, it's that together we can achieve more, do more, and come up with more creative solutions. Solutions for more sustainable practices, increased workplace efficiency, integration with artificial intelligence, and so many more that we will confront as we start our careers. Together, we have the power to make a substantial impact on the way the world does business. Our diplomas that we are receiving shortly do not only signify that we have passed our GBs and held a major GPA above a 2.0, they signify the memories that we have made, the bonds we share, and the community we have built together. I know every one of you out there has a goal, whether it's to be the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, make partner at the Big Four, be a sought-after social media manager, or make millions starting your own business. Whatever your path may be, follow your passions, stay true to yourself, engage with others, and foster a community that inspires not only yourself, but those around you to reach their potential. We've had an incredible time here at Bentley. In our 4 years, we have learned new things, challenged ourselves, found life-lasting friendships, and made unforgettable memories. Bentley has prepared us to be successful, innovative, and impactful leaders. As I look out on all of my fellow graduates, I know the potential under this tent is limitless. The future is wide open, the possibilities are endless, and the future is ours. Congratulations, class of 2019.
Thank you, Hannah. Shortly, and to present the candidates for graduation and preside over awarding of degrees, I call upon Dr. Blanchero.
During today's ceremony, we confer degrees upon deserving scholars who have fulfilled their degree requirements. Later this afternoon, we will confer both master's and doctoral degrees upon graduate students who have chosen to continue their academic journey past the undergraduate level. Let that serve as a reminder to all of you that learning is a lifelong process and that there is always a next step in developing yourself. Like those graduate students, you have demonstrated the ability and determination to claim the academic recognition you so richly deserve. In just a few moments, you'll be joining the community of 65,000 Bentley alumni who have gone on to do incredible things. That opportunity is now yours to seize. We will now commence with awarding degrees to the Bentley University's class of 2019. Joining me will be President Davis Blake.
To expedite these proceedings, please hold your applause until the names of all the candidates have been read. For everyone's security and comfort, please keep the aisles clear and do not approach the stage to take pictures because it'll block the view of others. As noted in your program, a professional photographer is taking pictures of each graduate while they walk across the stage.
Receiving their degrees first are the members of the senior class cabinet.
Sarah Allison. Ziana Ratansi. Rachel Santos. Morgan Van Epps. Hollis Washburn. Eric Kirstens. Ryan Mash. Ryan Emilio. Matias Andrade Cabieses. Jan Bakai. Matthew Bandy. Matthew Burns. Nicholas Carroll. Mark Cochran. Lauren Davis. Brendan DeLory. Jordan De Tomaso. Shannon Dowd. Jess Zung. Frank Elenio. Jia May Elizabeth Fang. Logan French. James Gallagher. Patrick Goldner. Luis Guevara Zamora. Audrey Cohane. Nicholas Cavandagar. Frank Leota. Daniel Lester. Evan Leva. Julia Lopez Jacosunis. Ciara Mann. Emily Marks. Edwin McCrae. Kellyanne Musmacher. Claire O'Connor. Dylan Owens. Jana Lee Plotsky. Elizabeth Ponce. Heather Michelle Pyra. Monica Redondo Moro. Ryan Rickenbacker. Stephanie Robinson. Megan Rogers. Brendan Scanlon. Jennifer Xu Ling. Adina Sklar. Joshua Swerdloff. Nicholas Thompson. Nicholas Tracy. Astrid Valentine. Francesca Vinciguerra. Yishan Wang. Madison Welch. Dana Zappone. Jia Yuan Zhang. Sarah Bazian. Joseph Campo. Alicia Calora. Charles Dykeman. Alex Duarte. Raphael Gunderson. Sydney Harding. Robert Harney. Gabrielle Hawley, Catherine Kennedy, Sok Young Lee, Matthew Licata, Ross Lohmeyer, Tamara Pierre Lewis, Grace Rochek Hoffman, Daniel Regan, Edward Theed, Alexander Valentini, Alejandro Vargas, Eliza Wilczek, Sarah Willoughby, David Beatty, Paula Doherty, Stephanie Ellis, Mark Hodgson, Deborah Hurley Jones,
Kimberly R. Keith.
Esteban Lopez Meneses, Jeffrey Mallett, Jennifer Morris, Jonathan O, Joel Piggott, Thomas Abaud, Nicholas Accardi, Aaron Adrianson, Talal Raid Abdel Majid Al Faouri, Tamir Al Taba, Noor Khalid Mohammed Al Zubair, Mohammed Hamad Saeed Mohammed Al Daheri, Diab Mohammed Al Daheri, Campbell Alexiev, Selena Almazan, Jasim Alobaid, Abdul Wahab Mohammed Jasim A. Rahman Alobaidi, Walid R.M.J. Alkinai, Mohammed M. M.A. Al-Rashid, Lama Al-Shamri, Rhea Al-Sumait, Asla Altan, Jawahar Mansour Al-Tassan, Sergio Andres Alvarez Terran, Daniela Amitai Sutton, Alexander Andriolo, Sean Anthony, Anitza Ariano, Kyler Armata, Christopher Armstrong, Brianna Arnold, Tamara Arosemina, Alex Astorita, Nicholas Athy, Nicholas Avery, Andres Ayala,
Paulina Alaya Rivera.
Christina Ianian, Vincent Bacho, Chase Baker, Mackenzie Baker, Alec Ross Baliatico, Ana Maria Ballesteros Barreto, Nicholas Barbay, Dana Barnard, Thomas Barrett, Sarah Barsh, Julian Barthélemy, Joseph Bartuca, Sabrina Basile, Lauren Bean, Jeffrey Beat, Gabriel Belial, Cornell Bell, Matthew Belrose, Kirsten Bellow, Feiruz Bendek Saba, Daniel Severio Benner, Sean Bennett, Jonah Mikkel Berg Ganserin, Isabella Bermudez Turul, Robert Burnt, Jared Burnson, Jason Bernstein, Riley Bessaker, Jason Bashansky, Luke Beveridge, Daniel Bias, Felix Bismarck, Kelly Blackwell, Shayna Blackwell, Thomas Blakely, Aurora Blanco, Alicia Bloom, Jamie Bodner, Ana Carolina Bogosian Cordoville, Catherine Bonavita, Melissa Bongarzone, Brianna Bongiovanni, Brian Boro, Kiana Lynn Bostick, Brian Boudreau, Matthew Boyle, Lance Bragg, Jacob Branker, Connor Breen, Sydney Brooks, Caroline Brosnan, Maureen Brotens, Alexander Brown, Joseph Brown, Daniel Brownstein, Gordon Bruce, Thomas Buckles, Jacob Briniarski, Molly Barak, Connor Burke, Allison Burns, Samuel Butler, George Booza, Sing Jong Byun, Marianne Enid Cáceres Corporan, Kenneth Cafiero, Serkan Chalik, Megan Call, Patrick Callan, Drew Callan, Jennifer Calnan, Brooke Camarda, Christine Campbell, Jessica Canada, Patrick Canavaggio, Maria Sole Capellini, Diana Capua, Paul Caramanica, George Cardello, Taylor Carlo, Kyle Carlson, Andrew Carmichael, Andrew Carpenter, Michael Carpino, Alexis Carrington,
Julian Carollo.
Scott Carvalho, Christopher Casso, Kenji Catalan Motanishi, Brianna Cefaloni, Michael Chirone, Dalton Chaffee, Oliver Chesawat, Alexa Champagne, Deepa Chandrachud, Bharath Chari, Ki-Han Chen, Sam Chen, Nicole Chung, Alexandra Chin Sukdeo, Chris Chong, Yu Xian Cho, Anirudh Chauhan, Dayan Chowdhury, Nikki Christopoulos, Olivia Chubb, Miguel Chucaralao, Andrew Claflin, Sean Clark, Jesse Klaus, David Adadiran, Nicholas Clayton, Kalik Clairville, Christina Clune Persichetti, Adam Coe, Eleni Kobe, Juan Manuel Comella Brunicelli, Patricia Compitello, Amanda Condren, Bintu Conti, Catherine Conway, Michael Correa, Brian Corriveau, Christina Costa, Wesley Lewis Coughlin, Liam Coyne, Andrew Crane, Andrew Cronin, Jameson Crouch, Scarlin Cuevas, Mina Colbert, Christopher Cunningham, James Cunningham, David Carreri, Gregson Curtin, Michaela D'Onofrio,
Mariana da Gama.
Alan Dada Saye. Megan Daly. Andrea Damon. Sohan Daryanani. Brian Dory. Luke Dawson. Oscar Diane. Krista DeAngelis. William DeCoste. Nicholas DeLillo. Cody DePork. Joseph Anthony DeSantis. Curtis D'Souza. Daniel DeWitt. Justina Dearden. Emiliana Delgado Urdaneta. Alexander Delisola. Andrea Delano. Tyler Delasapreti. Matheson Dembski. Larry Dung. Adrian De Loreto Para. John Denny. Matthew Dakota. Joshua Diacanwa. Kyle DeBurrow. Kai Dickerson. Eliza Dietz. Brandon DeLucchio. Alyssa Dobbins. Christopher Raymond Dolan. Matthew Dolan. Tyler Dolan. Carly Rose Necklison Dulgenis. Sarah Donovan. Brandon Duty. Michael Dooley. Daniel Dorun. Connor Douglas. Kai C. Douglas. Kennedy Dow. Megan Driscoll. Alexander Duncan. Aaron Dunn. Matthew DeRocher. Kyle Durr. Sarah Dwyer. Patrick Judgeets. Karen Eaton. Connor Edwards. Grant Eggleston. Angelo Eliopoulos. Jordan Ellerby. Carly Elliott. Bethany Elwell Spada. Alexis Emery. Jacqueline Emmons. Andrew Eskigi. Christian Essner. Brandon Faber. Hannah Fabianski. Cameron Fahey. Sadia Fahimul. Christopher Falak. Zi Chen Fan. Daira Faria. Austin Ferry. Michael Fawahaimi. Paula Fernandez Gutierrez. Devin Ferreras. Luke Ferris. Patrick Feuerman. Jared Field. Prescott Fields. Brian Finn. Christopher Fioravanti. Ashley Fisher. Holly Fiscus. Mackenzie Lee Fitzgerald. Lucille Floyd. Julianne Flores. Alexander Fluitt. Cecilia Flynn. Caitlin Folino. Janice Yi Yan Fong. Luke Ford. Gino Fordiani. Abigail Foreman. Justin Fortini. Rachel Foster. Angela Franco. Nicole Francolini Garcia. Maria Fraser. Christopher Friedman. Nina Friedman. Paul Frisoli. Michael Fuca. Horacio Fuentes. Carson Galati. Philippa Ann Gale. Sissy Gao. Ashley Garcia Ochoa. Akash Garg. Eugenio Garibay Kanabati. Kyle Gainey. Jacqueline Germani. Caroline Gervais. Samuel Giancola. Athena Giannopoulos. Connor Gibbons. Gregory Gibbs. Brianna Gibney. Anthony Giesing. Sarah Gilberti. Brett Gilman. Zachary Gilpin. Amtuj Singh Giran. Andrew Gerard. Andre Gladun. Andrew Glanton. Sabrina Goebel. Rachel Goldstein. Leah Golick. Victor Gomez. Susie Gomez Diab, Matthew Gonick, Sydney Taylor Gonsalves, Carolina Gonzalez Izquierdo, Eric Gooch, Ryan Gormley, Emily Gould, Matthew Going, David Grabenstatter, Kristen Grabicki, Dylan Granite, Daniel Grant, Jonathan Grassi, Stacy Gravel, Andrew Gray, Alicia Green, Brad Greenway, Brooke Griswold, Brandon Grover, Reed Grubbs, Brian Guerrera, Roma Gujarati, Rui Kai Guo, Tristan Hakinson, Joseph Hall, Benjamin Handler, Jack Hansberry, Cordell Harris, Lily Harrison, Christian Miguel Hartnett Alvarado, Malak Hassan, Nicholas Hatcher, Charlotte Hayes, Elizabeth Hayes, Autumn Hebert, Kevin Henderson, Hunter Henriksen, Francis Henry, Daniel Hergott, Haley Hergott, Mateo Hernandez Contreras, Alexander Lawati, Andrew Holmes, Luna Hote, Paige Hovsepian, Christine Hoynak, Yu Meng Hu, Grace Huang, Corey Huerfano, Samuel Hurley, Casey Hutnian, Riley Hines, Erica Iacozi, Maxwell Ianazi, Megan Iris, Thomas Gaetano Irwin, Nicole Jablonski, Tanner Jago, Tessa Gillette, Akshat Jain, Brooke Jameson, Salang Jameer, Victor Buria Leonard Gemston, Corey Jenkins, Llewellyn Jensen, Haipeng Jun, Maya John, Libby Gelada, Andrew Jordan, Axel Josephson, Janine Joseph, Maria Rosanna Joseph, Asia Joyner, Isabella Julian, Kate Karubaski, Joseph Kane, Matthew Kane, Joshua Karpowitz, Abdulaziz Kanu, Yasun Kyriakis Capuano, Marco Carnati, Tayam Madi Katbi, Ivanova Kaufman, Mark Kasdan, Thomas Keene, Satyam Kedia, Jillian Keegan, Sean Keegan, Curtis Keene, Samuel Keller, Ben Kelly, Cameron Kelly, John Kelly, Brian Kelly, Timothy Kelly, Hannah Kelsey, John Keneally, Brad Kennedy, Michael Keogh, Jonathan Kerman, Jose Ricardo Camis Alzumar, Andrew Kidder, John Kim, Brian P. Kirby, Ashley Kirk, Kristen Knight, Sarah Knudsen, Kelly Kokesberger, Carolyn Kohler, Peter Kalidas, Madeline Koshef, Arman Sunil Kotari,
Priya Hotan,
Gregory Kutrukis, Nikhil Kriplani, Douglas Kulikowski, Brett LaPierre, David Labonte, Arthur Lachik, Brittany Fleur Lanchberry, Gardy Lamont M., Christopher Landestoy, Scott Lane, Maura Lanza, Ethan Lapointe, Jordan Larson, Keegan Latta, Daniel LaViolette, Jacob Bernard Lawyer, Olivia Lazar, Patrick Leary, Quinn Maraid Leary, Jin Wook Lee, Jonathan Lee, Sean Lee Ming, Michael Legaz, Robert Lettinen, Grace Lehman, Thomas Lennon, John Lenz, Joshua Leon, William LaRue, Cameron Latalian, Deanna Leung, Julia Lewis, Megan Lewis, Jia-Yu Lee, Tian-Yu Lee, Sprite Shui-Mei Lee, Qian-Yi Liao, Matthew Lickman, Austin Lieto, Alexandra Lima, Yu Chen Lin, Joseph Ronald Listro, Elizabeth Little, Xiaopeng Liu, Sonia Livingston, Joseph Robert Mora Lockwood, Catherine Lombardi, Matthew Lombardi, Timber Long, Ignace Lumens, Carlos Lopez, Cecilia Lopez Le Esteva, Patrick Lovely, Ya Jing Liu, Wei Heng Liu, Malia Lucas Green, Ryan Ludwig, Kyle Lundgren, Mary Lupoli, Victoria Lux, John Lynch, James McDonald, Travis Macco, Victoria Macy's, Anthony Manhoot, Anthony Magdzick, Janelle Magoon, Brian Mahoney, Nicholas Maini, Vanessa Maioni, Christopher Mack, Melissa Macarius, Alexander Malsi, Marciel Maldonado, Brian Maloney, Nicole Mancini, Nicholas Mancuso, Christian Mangold, Alize Mania, Matthew Mankovich, Louis Marcos, Dea Markovich, Bradley Martin, Jacqueline Martin, Colette Martley, Stephanie Matson, Thomas Mayall, Mariana Mayol Ramirez, Michael Mazzata, Parker McBride, Connor McCarthy, Amy McConnell, Nassif McCrae, Brandy McDonald, Hannah McDonald, Kelly McDonough, Michael Charles McDonough, Brian McGeary, Cullen McLinn, Grace McGurran, Randall McHugh, Christopher McKay, Patrick McMahon, Peter McManus, Timothy McMaster, Daniel McPadden, Kelly Medico, Alfonso Andres Medina Bonilla, Dhruv Narendra Kumar Mehta, Viranch Mehta, Ray Fei May, Julia Felisberto Mendez, Johannes Mira Fernandez, Janae Destiny Merritt, Joseph Machichi, Luka Milashinovic, Quinn Millard, Olivia Miller, Sophia Millerick, Christine Miranda, Alexandra Misaraka, Robert Misaraka, Brian Moshe, Patrick Mokler, Cindy Moliere, Fernando Molina, Delaney Molnar, Jana Mones, Krista Moody, Leslie Morales, Juan Jose Morales Marcano, Adriel Morel, Nicholas Morgan, Stephen Morgan, Patricia Isabel Morris Maduro, Connor Morrison, Shannon Morrison, Elizabeth Moschella, Brandon Moy, Jamie Moynihan, Vishal Mudaraj, Christopher Mulia, Thomas Mulligan, Abhimanyu Mundra, Malika Murodova, Andrew Murphy, Cody Murphy, Danielle Murphy, Jack Murphy, John Murphy, Melanie Murphy, Neha Mustiala, Jessica Musa, Nicholas Nagengast, Evan Nahabedian, Nicole Neidhart, Troy Newbecker, James Newman, Brandon Newton, Jessica Nguyen, Fan An Nguyen, Robin Nicholson, Jennifer Nixon, Lauren Nickel, Christina Nielsen, Alexander Novak, Giovanni Nunez. Jake O'Connell. Joseph O'Connell. Bridget O'Hanley. Luke O'Neill. Megan O'Neill. Anand Ojargal. Joseph Oganowski. Emily Ogura. Rick Olekna. Camila Olivero Gonzalez. Charles Olson. Kristen Olson. Lorenzo Ordonez Restrepo. Alamor Ortiz. Jared Olette. Nicole Owens. Attila Ozcan. Francisco Pagan Lilly. Christian Panayotu. Andrew Pocket. Bruce Park. Nicholas Pascucci. CJ Passarello. Ale Patel. Kushbu Patel. Ziel Patel. Sayakshaj Paturu. Stephanie Payne. David Payne. Matthew Payne. Brooke Pico. Alexander Pellegrino. Jason Pelletier. Thomas Pelletier. Kevin Pena. Jacqueline Penny.
Christopher Perez.
Valerie Perez. Julian Perez Pieltine. Nicholas Perito. Eric Peterson. Philip Peterson. Sean Petrilli. Frank Pham. Benjamin Phelan. Victoria Philbrick. Heather Nicole Piazza. Erica Pickup. Jacob Pierce. Shondi Pierre. Gabriel Pinol Ferrer. Emily Pittman. Matthew Platkin. Oriana Polito. Jackson Polio. Brian Popovich. Ryan Porter. Brian Potter. Emily Powell. David Price. Mariana Prosperi. Nicholas Provost. Jacqueline Pulishano. Michael Benjamin Pulsifer. Connor Purvis. Chin Tian Andrew. Kun Lin Chiu. Christy Quaglieri. Quaco Kwanzaa. Devin Quinn. Jennifer Quinn. Nolan Quinn. Mashuk Rahman. Jonathan Rajagopalan. Shruti Lakshmi Raju. Harrison Rappant. Vitalia Rosevich. Kaylee Rauch. Robert Rouse. John Reddington. Nicholas Renault. Kylie Rentco. Brian Ricci. Kaylee Riccio. Brian Richmond. Caroline Ridge. Daniel Riley. Julio Rivas Dolder. Robert Roberge. Richard Rocchio. Victoria Rodriguez. Joanna Rodriguez Ruiz. Amber Romero Santiago. Fernando Romero. John Ronan. Samantha Rosenthal. Luciano Rossetti. Spencer Rowden. Brianna Roy. Alexander Rukaniak. Stephen Ryan. Brad Ryder. Dennis Riley. Christy Salas Acevedo. Rachel Salina. Christian Salvucci. Jose Ignacio Samaniego. Michael Simonis. Emiliana Sanchez. Christopher Santini. Matthew Santoro. Hannah Sarkis Nemi. William Charlotte. Alexandra Schmidt. Lauren Schmidt. Tyler Schmidt. Hannes Schneider. Mackenzie Schneider. Allison Lee Schwertfeger. Junzi Shan. Hannah Scott. Jack Skirty. Matthew Shea. Kyle Sherman. Maxwell Shortsleeve. Isaac Shoshani. Isadora Silva Andrade. David Silverblatt. Christopher Simeone. Andrea Simon. John Simonini. Emily Simons. Derek Sirwa. Olivia Surroy. Robert Seawick. Christopher Slajeski. Brett Smith. Chase Smith. Graham Smith. Maxime Sokolov. Alexei Soloviev. Amanda Spaccarelli. Louis Spina. Jared St. Thomas, Dana Stacy, Mary Catherine Staines, Leah Stams, Matthew Stead, Mark Steele, Alexa Stein, Dimitri Stelma, Kimar Brittany Ann Stewart, Michael Sturrell, Samuel Stiller, Brandon Streeter, Malika Suband, Avinash Subramaniam, Kate Sullivan, Michael Sullivan, Patrick Sullivan, Brent Summers, Siddharth Suresh Harjani, Gregory Swan, Brian Sweeney, Dominic Siktish, Ashley Scappa, Hassan Taba, Jack Taddeo, Christine Tam, Osama Hesham A. Tashgandi, Oriana Tate, Joshua Tavel, Stephanie Tavallaro, Olivia Tawney, Kelly Taylor, Zachary Tatro, Mimi Thane Lewin, David Thomas, Clarence Thompson, Neji Thompson, Haley Tiernan, Blake Tobias, Alexis Torrey, Francesca Tusona, Tina Turi, Alexander Tren, George Siagras, Brian Turnbull, William Toomey, Michaela Ulrich, Jana Christine Vaccarelli, Himali Vigela, Alyssa Valenti, Kevin Valentine, Charles Van Bieber, Christian Vandestat, Rebecca Van Hoof, Priya Baratharajan, Jelani Karen Vasquez, Zoe Vautrin, Brett Veilleux, Mark Ventola, Melissa Viator, Samantha Keen Fichet, Mariana Patricia Villani, Julia I. Vladi, Victoria Vo, Christina Voom, Logan Walsh, Liu Qing Wang, Pu Yu Wang, Xue Qing Wang, Brendan Wasmus, Chen Rong Wan, Dylan Wenerod, Nicholas Whitehead, James Wilkinson, Hannah Williams, Kevin Williams, Jalen Wilson. Metal Wiener. Piper Wolf. Ziwei Wang. Nicole Warzilski-Elstein. Kejia Wu. Tong Wu. Yuhang Wu. Rachel Wolf. Austin Xu. Mangzi Zhu. Yuan Xu. Daniela Maria Yanis Ulsiver. Lan Young. Yifan Yang. Esther Yao. Alexandra Yasamedis. Xin Yu Yi. Konstantin Yostros. Abby Young. Michael Young. Vanessa Yowell. Kai-Shin Yu. Ziting Yuan. Courtney Ewan. Kiana Yup. Alexander Zacchio. Kanisha Delaris Zara. Jeffrey Zamiti. Emily Zapsik. Pei Yuan Zung. Alvin Zhang. Nicholas Zhang. Xiaoping Zhen. Jenny Zhang. Emily Zhang. Jia Bao Zhou. Wen Jun Zhou. Jordan Knight Zlogar. Zoe Zufali. Maria Zagravu.
Kira Rogers.
Alexander Staplefeld.
Ready? This concludes the reading of the names of candidates for degrees.
Madam President, it is our pleasure and honor to certify that all of the aforementioned candidates for graduation have satisfactorily fulfilled requirements for the degrees indicated as prescribed by the faculty and trustees of this institution. I am honored to present them to you now for conferral of their degrees.
Will the degree candidates please rise and remain standing? Your tassels should be on the right side of your cap. President Davis Blake, please confer the degrees.
By the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and the Board of Trustees of Bentley University, and by reason of your having fulfilled all of the requirements prescribed by the faculty and trustees, I pronounce you graduates of Bentley University and holders of the degrees indicated. By holding these degrees, you will receive all the related rights, privileges, and responsibilities. Welcome to the Fellowship of Educated Scholars. Congratulations.
With that, you are the latest graduates of Bentley University. As a symbolic gesture of your scholarship and professional achievements in fulfilling the requirements for graduation, take the tassel of your cap and move it from the right to the left side.
Thank you all for joining us here today to both celebrate the achievements and recognize the potential of the class of 2019. Graduates, go forth and join the ranks of Bentley alumni doing great things for their communities. Opportunity and success await you. Congratulations one last time, class of 2019.
Will the graduates please be seated?
I think you'll like this part. The 2019 undergraduate commencement of Bentley University is now concluded.
We would like to thank the Boston Brass Ensemble for their musical accompaniment today under the direction of Mr. Dave Burdett. Now, before the ceremony concludes, I have a few brief announcements. Brief. On behalf of the Board of Trustees and the officers of the university, I invite the graduates and all guests to a reception in the Bentley Arena where you may enjoy a light refreshment and pick up diplomas. Now, because the graduate commencement ceremony begins very shortly in this space, we ask that you leave the tent as quickly as possible so that we can prepare for that event. Now, shuttle buses will be available throughout the afternoon and are located near the Bentley Arena. On my behalf, and that of all Bentley faculty and staff, thank you for your cooperation this morning. Now, I ask one last thing. Would the audience please remain seated during the recessional and keep all the aisles clear until the last graduate has exited? Mr. Burdett, the recessional, please.